Giannis, still a member of the Bucks, no deal. Both sides, though, expected to re-examine a potential trade in the offseason. What do you think these next few months are going to be like between Giannis and this team?
Annoying, kind of childish. They're going to sprinkle a little bit of gaslighting in there to sort of top it all off. It already started yesterday, immediately after the trade deadline ended. Giannis put up the Leo DiCaprio on Twitter. I'm not going anywhere. Doc Rivers is taking victory laps about, we weren't going to trade Giannis, as if they were not the ones who were putting out the information that they wanted to trade Giannis, as if this came out of nowhere. And Giannis didn't do an interview just a couple of days ago talking about, I want to be with the winner. Look, the Bucks can do all the celebrating that they want right now in the short term, but this is going to get tense and tenuous with these two again for the rest of the season, because Giannis is going to want to play at some point in this season, and the Bucks do not want Giannis to play at all for the rest of the season so they can secure a draft pick, a highest draft pick possible. Then we're going to get to the offseason, and it's going to be, will he want again? Will he sign extension again? Will he come back to the table, want more trades? We are going to be locked in to this Bucks-Giannis circus for more months. This is just two couples who are just waiting, one couple waiting for the other person to cheat so they can get this thing over with. It is going to just be more nonsensical for the rest of the season.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and wrap this thing up? All right, injuries have limited Giannis to just 30 games this season. David Dennis Jr. Telling it like it is this morning on Sports Center. D, much appreciated.
All right, we got Mavericks, we got Spurs. Cooper Flagg on the right, Victor Wembanyama on the left. Advantage Wemby early on. First quarter, he scores the first 9 points for these Spurs. Got a triple, top of the key. We got more, just 3 triples. He was 5 of 6 in the first half from distance. Cooper Flagg would make himself known, however. We got first Mavs rookie with 4 straight 30-point games. They've had some good ones. Mavs trail by 3 after the first. But we told you about Wemby dialing from distance early on. He did all of his long-distance calling in the first half. It used to be nights and weekends. He was more like afternoons and mornings.
Remember 10-10-2-20?
I remember 10-10-3-2-1.
10-10-3-2-1.
10-10-3-2-1. I remember that one. Calling cards.
For just 99 cents.
Whole deal. Who was I talking to for 20 minutes back? I'm not a bit of a talker on the phone.
Who are you calling long
I'm not
distance?
a big fan. What? From Evanston, Illinois? You call home to D.C. You call.
That's long distance?
Out to California? Yeah, man. Anything outside of your area code.
Interesting.
Anything you had to press a 1 for. Anyway, Cooper Flagg, he's 19, didn't know anything about that. He had 32 points, first rookie with 30 and 5 in 4 straight games since Michael Jordan in 1985. Najee Marshall, 32 points on the floater. Mavs cut it to just a 1-point deficit. But Stephon Castle, only 3. Man, they gave him all kinds of distance.
Yeah, they did.
Spurs back up by 4. And then Wemby's going to miss a 3, but look at this rebound put back from Castle. Right upside your dome. Old Stevie Drawbridge got up for the throwdown. 18 points, and the Spurs win 135-120.
San Fran, Q Myers is going to be on right before us, 3 Eastern to 6 Eastern on Monday morning, Sunday night into Monday morning. So we are going to hear from Q right into us live. And so the handoff is not only on the television side, but right here on ESPN Radio, as you've had all-day coverage from the convention center here in San Francisco, brought to you by SoFi. So many great things going on all week here. And by the way, as this is happening, the NBA trade deadline goes on, and Giannis is still a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. As, let's be honest, we were all saying, Smalls came around to it yesterday.
Because when I hear that...
You didn't think he was going to be a Buck today.
I did not, because when I hear that the Bucks are engaging in conversations about moving him, that was different. That was a different approach than they had taken prior. Now, when the Warriors pivoted and moved Kuminga, that to me signaled that he was going to stay, because obviously they were very in on Giannis and calling and making offers to them. So for them to say, we're going to bow out and go a different direction because he's not going anywhere, I just thought, okay, Milwaukee's hanging on to him. He's not going to go to any other franchise.
He tweeted out and posted, CC, legends don't chase, they attract. Now, I will... Oh, jeez.
Man,
wow, I couldn't even get the full setup out.
He's throwing
Wow,
tomatoes.
that is so corny. Come on, man.
Well, I do believe, based on some maybe knowledge, that there was a change in his tune over the last 24 to 48 hours where he got to that place where it was like, maybe I should leave, to, all right, we're going to do this thing. Now, You say that was corny. You're laughing at that. Vegas East played the booing drop there. What's so bothersome to you about the Giannis post yesterday?
Because that was never the plan, Ev. He's been wanting out for the last calendar year. We're supposed to suspect now that the trade deadline is come and gone and that he's still on Milwaukee, that this was the entire plan all along, was to stay there after all of the overtures, after all of the grumblings, all of the reports, the lists of teams that would be the preferred landing spots for Giannis. Oh, I would love to play with Tyrese Maxey in Philly. Oh, I love New York City, would love to play for the Knicks. Oh, I'm interested in Minnesota or Miami. We're supposed to believe that all of that was just manufactured by people that cover the game rather than getting it from people that are in Giannis's inner circle. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not. And the reality is that the Milwaukee Bucks were concerned that Giannis was going to leave, because if they weren't, they wouldn't have went out and made the desperate move to waive Damian Lillard, stretch his contract to create enough room to sign Miles Turner in free agency, a contract that we knew in real time probably wasn't in their best interest. But they did that because they were worried about keeping Giannis. So don't sit here and say legends don't chase, they attract. That wasn't the plan for you to stay in Milwaukee and attract top-tier talent. Because if it was, then you would have told the franchise to do what's in the best interest of their health long-term, not try to put a Band-Aid on a bad situation, which was the Damian Lillard injury.
All that said, do we give the Bucks a big win here? I mean, at this point, if you're going to say legends don't chase, they attract, he's never leaving. You can't leave him over the summer now.
Okay, great. So let's just say because of that, he's not going to leave because he doesn't want to be like so many of his peers and try to go somewhere else in pursuit of another championship. Are they a team that's built to contend for a championship? Because, yes, having Giannis in the building is great for business. He's everything to that organization. We talk all the time about how that place has boomed because of him.
No doubt.
The Deer District exists because of Giannis.
No doubt.
So it's a win for you to have him in the building because he matters to those people and he matters to that place. But are you going to win another championship?
Well, here's the thing. You now have a chance. I'm not saying it's likely, but you had no chance if he walked out the door. And what we saw yesterday at the trade deadline should really actually be called the trade a headline. Because what teams did, it's one of the most unique things that I've ever seen at the trade deadline. You had multiple teams that made moves basically scrapping this year, but telling you they're ready to contend next year. Indiana getting Zubac from the Clippers, a big-time center. The Washington Wizards going out in 2 trades, Trae Young and Anthony Davis. The Utah Jazz getting Jaren Jackson Jr. From Memphis. So it's the trade a headline. None of those will impact this season. They will all impact next year. And I can apply that, Smalls and CC, to the Bucks as well. In essence, it was the trade a headline because the moves they made yesterday, which is nothing, and I mean they made a minor trade, but the Giannis trade, is let's get as bad as possible this year to get as good as possible next year. It's a trade a headline. You had multiple teams voluntarily tell you yesterday, CC, I'm good on this year, but look out for us next year, and I think the Bucks are on that list.
Okay, so you think the Bucks in a short time frame can get to the point where they're a title contender again?
I do, but I want to go back.
Okay, so outline that path for me because I can't see it.
Yeah, so without getting too deep on this, they're going to have a lottery pick. They're going to open up more picks now moving forward to be able to trade. And so the assets basically are recouped after this season. And so I think they have – listen, even if you put it at 1% chance, it's a chance. Without Giannis, it's a 0% chance, obviously. But let's go back to one thing. I feel like the members of our team and our show here are turning on a guy – that everyone seemingly blindly loves in Giannis. It feels like you guys are kind of, for the first time maybe in his career, a little annoyed with him. Not because he stayed, but because of the rigmarole through all of this. Am I reading this correctly?
I mean, I've been annoyed at Giannis all season because he's doing the, LeBron, am I going to retire thing with, am I going to leave or am I going to stay? Also, what is he attracting? What do you mean they attract? You're attracting what? You know what else attracts? Horse poop.
True, it's a lot of flies.
Pat,
a lot of bugs.
Pat, he's there. The attraction is him.
You get Damian Lillard? Great.
No, but you have a chance because the players around him don't need to be as good as if he wasn't there. Like, you need to find A players without him. You could find a bunch of B players and he can bring them to that A level.
That hasn't been the case, though, Ev.
He's getting older. I understand.
They've had a million early first-round exits.
You're right. You're right. So, do you think the Bucks have made a mistake then? Should they have just said, Giannis, we're going to trade you. We're actually going to take advantage of this. This is what we said about the Browns. Take advantage of Myles Garrett asking out. But they didn't do that? Should they have done that yesterday then? Should they have traded him?
Yeah, I mean, based on where they're at, listen, they took
on. The Lakers returning from an 8-game road trip that found some success away from crypto. LeBron James, LeBron Button with the rock against these Sixers who have won 5 straight games. LeBron throwing it down. Lakers down, though, 29-27 in the second quarter. Look at Quentin Grimes elevating, dunking all over Jake LaRavia. Sixers take the lead 47-38. This about a minute to go, and this is where things got scary for the Lakers. Kind of an innocuous play here and turnover from Luka with 2 minutes to go in the half. Transition points for the Sixers, yes. Luka not back on defense. You see him grab that left hamstring. He would leave the game in the second, would not return. Finishes with 10 points, J.J. Redick. Speaking afterwards, Joel Embiid currently, though, 35 points in the game. Sixers up 8 at the break. Since mid-January, the Sixers, or rather JoJo, has scored 30 or more in 7 of 9 games. Welcome back, Austin Reeves. Missed 5 weeks with a left calf injury. Calf looks good. 35 points off the bench in just 25 minutes of work. Here come the Lake Show. Marcus Smart to LeBron James, 17 points for the King, 10 assists as well. Lakers 6-1 when LeBron has 10 or more assists. Tyrese Maxey with the 2, and then VJ Edgecombe stealing the inbound hits, a triple. So now it's just a 3-point game. But the Lakers going to find a way to secure the win. Rui Hachimura with the slam, and the Lakers win 119-115. Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. joining the program. David, good morning to you. If Luka is forced to miss time because of that hamstring, what does it mean for the Lakers, who right now 5th in the West, and they've won 7 of 10 games?
Yeah, they are 5th in the West, but they are just 1 game out of the play-in, and this Lakers team is going to have to continue to fight for their lives to stay out of that play-in, and that means that we're going to have to get the Austin Reeves that we got last night. The fewest minutes it took to score 35 points in Lakers history. He's going to have to remind everybody that he was an all-star type of player when he went out with that injury a few weeks ago, and that he was, an all-NBA, most improved type player as well. There's good news here, even though Luka may be out for a little bit, with Austin Reeves and LeBron on the court and Luka out. They have a 123 points per possession. So their offense is humming. They're going to have to rely on that offense because we all know that defense is just not good. So what this Lakers team is going to need more of those clutch wins, and, an understanding that injuries are part of what they were always going to have this season, but they need to stay out of that play-in.
I want to get to the Bucks here because the trade deadline, David, is come and gone.